Welcome to the August 19th Rotary Club meeting. Please silence your cell phones, and at this time our returning day to come up and lead us in the prayer pledge and the four-way test.
Let us pray. Lord, we love you and we praise your name. We just thank you for this day and the many opportunities that you give us. We thank you for this club and the experienced people that are here that do so much for this neighborhood. Be with us, please. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The four-way test of the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First,
Is it the truth?
Second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
Third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Halsey. So last week we had $23 in the buckets, cart buckets. Can I get two people to match for $12 each? Aaron, Andrew, Aaron, $12, Aaron Andrews, and Derek. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, announcements wise, one thing I did want to make sure, if everybody please make sure you sign in. It's really important for us to know how many meals that we've got here and also to keep up with that perfect attendance. So if you didn't sign in, the sheet is back there in the back. Please sign in there, and also make sure to sign in any guests that you bring with us. Other things, see, next week we've got President Caldwell coming to speak from GMC. So it'll be good to hear about all that's going on there with the prep school and the college. Anybody got you got anything prayer list? All right. Any other announcements from anyone? Not. Greg, you want to come up and do the 50-50 raffle?
Okay.
Have $513 in the pot today.
No, there's not.
No, there's not. That's right. We had,
Yeah, that's not right. It's like
so $20 in the pot, he says.
We have some visiting Rotarians, which we'll introduce, I guess, in a moment. I'm going to ask you to draw the winning ticket. Okay, the winner is 020. 020. See, I told you I gave you the winning ticket.
You did not lie.
Pick your card. By the gloves. There's your $10.
So it connected?
I'm on I connected myself.
Yeah. My phone, everything in here connects. For some reason, this computer's not connected.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we got it. I'm good. All right. And Greg, do you have the guests? Yeah. If you would, those that brought guests.
We have two visiting Rotarians from Branch Pass, Oregon, and they are Bonnie and Park Kellenberg.
They're actually part-time Grant Park, Oregon, and part-time Lake Sinclair.
Ah. Did we have anyone else from your guests?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, you want to come up and introduce our program for today? Yeah, happy dogs.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. Get it.
All right, hey, let's have a good day today. By the way, I'm a green bean connoisseur. My mom just canned 112 quarts this year. 87 years old, 112 quarts. And those are as good as green beans that I've had. Oh, Jason just had them. They're good. And I don't know why I love them. Great. All right, I got a couple things. Now, in about a week or two or a few weeks here, I'll bring our new president out here. Now, when I roll up here with a new president, I need money and information flying, man, you great. It better be, hey, this is for Wendell, not you, Miss, Dr. Cox. This is Wendell, and we love you too. So I want a lot of activity whenever I bring her out here. Man, let me tell you, we blessed. I know her well. A lot of you do, and she's awesome. We're so blessed, and that's part of my donation today. All right, and then the other part, the main part is I'm putting $32 in because today is my wife and I's 32-year anniversary. Yeah. Office there, she said, I'll tell her, you know, and she said, you got married in college? I said, yeah. She said, you recommend that? I said, well, you know, I said, here's the thing, man, when you're young, you ain't got no money and you ain't got no time. It's a little stressful. And, but if you make it through it, you'll be okay. And, we did, we blessed, and, life is good. 32 years, man, we're happy about that. So give me some good news. And again, in about 2 weeks now, whenever I bring her out here, we're gonna roll with this thing, okay? All right. And, introduce yourself. I'm Wendell Staten, by the way. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm Nelson Craft, and my happy dollars are there for my daughter's birthday. She turned 23. She's at grad school in Nashville.
Yes. Who we got? Yes, sir.
I'll be 57 Monday. In a month, I'll be married 20 years, but I ain't made it to either one yet, so I ain't put 20 in there.
You ever want to be a stand-up comedian, man? That's the truth. He don't try to be funny, man. The dude just, man, I love your story. I love that, man. We welcome our folks aboard. We're glad to have you here. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm Chris Good. I got two things I want to be,
Yes, sir.
bring out. Saturday will be my daughter's 21st birthday. I got, blessed marriage. She's a UGA.
Yes.
And next Wednesday, I'll be married 31 years.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I'm Larry Mullis. My daughter made it to high school today, first day.
Big day. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Derek Williams, I got $5 for the 5 days of the first week of Noah's Ark preschool is out of the way, and my wife can have her Santa.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, I'm Tom Glover, and two things. On Saturday, I'll have my 28th anniversary.
Yes.
It's a good month.
Yes.
And got my daughter moved in at Georgia Tech, and she just texted saying didn't have anything tomorrow, so she's coming home early to see us.
All right. That's a good thing. Yes. All the way from Warren.
I'm Mark Callenberg. I've been happily married for 40 years.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for bringing a little joy to me. You know, sometimes I get a crowd. I had a rough day too, so I appreciate the energy y'all get back to me. Thank you. Good job. Appreciate it. All right.
Alright, so today we're gonna do classification talks. We haven't done that in a while. But that leads me to kind of tell you how I'm looking forward to this year. I want to do things a little different this year. Once a month, I want to have a topic about Rotary. So I think there's a lot of questions that people ask that maybe they don't have the answers to. So if you're new or not new or whatever, and there's some topic you want me to address this upcoming year about Rotary, let me know and we will do that. Or if you just know of a good speaker you'd like to come in to speak to us, that would be a good topic, please let me know that as well. I'm asking around and get some really good recommendations. So just want to throw that out there. But today our classification talk, we're going to start with Nelson Craft. He's going to start us off today. And then after Nelson, we have Greg Blakely. He's going to talk. And then after Greg, Crystal Law is going to talk to us about membership. You ready?
Sure. Okay, so I got a redo. Do it in front of the camera. Okay, go back there. Okay. I've never talked behind a podium in my life. So, hey, there we go. So I guess we're gonna have older members. So get to do this as well, just so the newer members know who you are. So my name's Nelson Kraft. I hail from Toledo, Ohio. Okay, so those of you that remember the TV show MASH and Klinger, yeah, that's our pride and joy at Toledo, Klinger. All right. He actually went to school. He actually went to school with my dad, but my dad dropped out of school in 8th grade. So I wouldn't say he graduated with Jamie Farr, but you know, that's where we came from. I married my wife. She is also from Toledo, Ohio, and it's the suburbs of. So both of our families are up there. I've known my wife since 5th grade. We haven't been dating. I did steal a kiss from her in 8th grade, but we didn't start dating to the summer before our senior year, and we've been together ever since. We went to college together, Bowling Green State University in Ohio, not Kentucky. Okay. And I've got a daughter. Just told you about my daughter. She's in grad school. She's at Lipscomb University, getting her master's in clinical mental health counseling. I have a son who is 20, and he is in the business program over at Georgia College. He recently transferred. He did start off school up in Ohio, and COVID hit, and his school went completely online. So he decided to transfer to Georgia College. So we're no longer empty nesters. He moved back in. I got my commission in the United States Army from Bowling Green State University through Army ROTC. So after college, I went active duty, and I served for 24 years. I have served in Afghanistan. Well, my first assignment was in Korea. So I immediately started off overseas. And then from there, I did 3 tours to Afghanistan, a tour to Iraq, a tour to Kuwait, and I also had an assignment. I don't call it a tour because it wasn't combat, but it was fun. I lived in Saudi Arabia for a year and trained the Saudis on the equipment that we sold them. So foreign military sales, pretty big market there. My last job in the Army, I was stationed in Savannah, Georgia. I was a brigade commander, so as a full bird colonel. I was responsible for all Army ROTC in the southeastern United States. So if there was an Army ROTC or a junior ROTC in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands, those were my guys and gals. So it kept me really busy. Like, got to live in Savannah, which was awesome. But spent most of my time flying to University of Alabama, UGA. I had all the schools except the military schools. So the military schools fell under someone else. And I also was blessed in that job to oversee the junior ROTC program. So in total, I had 169 colleges and universities and 480 high schools. And GMC Prep was one of those high schools. So that was kind of neat. One thing that got me to Milledgeville was, as I was living in Savannah, for whatever reason, we brought all the great weather. And there are more hurricanes that hit Savannah during the 3 years I lived there than in the city. Matter of fact, there is a Kraft Family Day in Savannah. They celebrate it because the hurricane stopped once we moved. But anyway, well, while we were living in Savannah, we would continue to evacuate, and we evacuated here to Milledgeville, and on multiple occasions, and we kind of fell in love with the town. Anyway, kind of switching to moving to Milledgeville, I was at a crossroads with my military career. I was told by my assignment officer, you've got 2 choices. You can either go to Miami to the U.S. Southcom, or you can go to Washington, D.C. and serve on the Joint Staff. They didn't know, but I was considering a third option, and that was retiring from the Army and pursuing a second career in higher education. I'll just be honest, I enjoyed the higher ed piece of my last job in the Army so much. That's what I was kind of looking for. Oh, by the way, I kept evacuating to Milledgeville. And oh, by the way, there was a job opening at Georgia Military College. And I threw my resume in and got the interview, and I was very blessed and got that job. And I just, what do I do at Georgia Military College? anything that General Caldwell tells me to do. Okay, no kidding. Usually when General Caldwell introduces me, he's like, hey, Nelson's a great guy. He just does everything that I don't want to. And that's pretty much it. It is just a real honor. My title is executive director, but I kind of oversee the junior college. I oversee everything with the junior college, but I spend a lot of time with the junior college corps of cadets, our junior college athletic program, you know, and then the financial aid, the admissions office. I oversee the dean of faculty and all that, and definitely keep my hands full. But it's a wonderful place to be. Next piece, why Rotary? What brought me to Rotary? I'll tell you, you go on and on about any of these topics, but I am the first person in my family to go to college. I am the second high school graduate. My brother was the first. So anyway, and I just be honest, we didn't have a lot of money, and I got a Rotary scholarship when I was a senior in high school. I think it was a $500 scholarship, which I would tell you, a $2 scholarship we were doing cartwheels about. So that's when I was introduced to Rotary. And I would just tell you, during my time in the military, my 24 years, it would have been pretty tough I've always wanted to get into Rotary. And my brother here, Jeff Gray, invited me to come. And quite honestly, after the first lunch, I never looked back. Why do I do Rotary now, though? I mean, I'll just be honest. I was drinking from a fire hose at Georgia Military College my first year, and I was in my son was graduating from high school in Savannah, so I was going home every weekend that first year just to see my family. So I fully admit I wasn't a great Rotarian. I was just moving out and drinking a lot of water at GMC, and then moving to Savannah every weekend. Then we got COVID, so I'll just be honest with you. Now I'm really looking forward to getting out in the community and serving our community, making our community better. And then, and I guess I probably should have led off with this. When you think of Nelson Craft, what do you think of? I don't know if I'll ever get the colonel. I love being considered a colonel. Hey, colonel, hey, I like that. But I also want you to look at me as a Christian. I take a lot of pride in my faith. I attend Northridge on Sundays and First United Methodist on Wednesdays. So born and raised as a Lutheran, got saved as a Baptist. So I've got a couple more denominations I'm going to try to squeeze in out there. Okay. But anyway, and then but truly love being part of this community. I mean, the tree has taken roots, and I ain't pulling it out. And last thing I'll leave you with, and I think General Caldwell will hit this next week. We're just so excited about our athletic program, our junior college athletic program. You might have seen on some billboards, Meet Your Bulldogs. I mean, we are Georgia's junior college athletic program. And next Thursday, we're gonna have a huge Meet Your Bulldog events with food trucks, bouncy houses, and we're gonna introduce our team. And it's next Thursday, August 26th at 5:15. I'd really appreciate it if you came out. Just come on out. Whether meet some of these giant kids. I mean, we put a lot of kids in the National Football League. So I'll just tell you, you're going to meet a future NFL player on Thursday if you can make it out. But hey, my honor to start this thing off again. So thank you.
My name is Greg Blakely. I've got 2 pages of notes here, which may indicate I have something interesting to say, but you'll be disappointed. I'd tell you where I'm from, but that would take more time than we have. I graduated from Miami University, which Nelson would know, football rivals. Miami University in Oxford, Ohio in '75, and got my degree in marketing and began a career in retail management. Worked in Dayton, Ohio. I worked in Nashville, Tennessee, and I worked in Frederick, Maryland. And I did 4 years as a district manager for Zales Jewelers. I had 15 stores in and around Nashville. I did that for 20 years and decided this isn't for me. So I'm now retired, although I did something after that, which I'll explain. My hobbies include woodworking. I restore antique British cars. I do model shipbuilding. I enjoy target shooting with my pistol collection and boating with my wife. My woodwork is on display at the Madison Art Gallery. If you're ever up there, I think it's on Jefferson Street. Stop by. I've got a display, and I've gotten pretty good feedback on my work. Most of my time was spent after retailing in ownership of a boarding kennel, of all things. My wife and I did boarding and grooming. We were there for 25 years. Our two kids, participated in the effort, and I've been married for 39 years last week. I've been a Rotarian for about 20 years now. My previous club was in Madison County in Georgia. And I like Rotary because of the service attitude. Every club is different, but we all seem to be geared towards serving our community. And especially being retired, I find that I have the time to do that. And I like the way Rotarians go about things. I guess my most difficult task in life was overcoming ADHD, which I still struggle with. But that's really what led my change from retailing, which is a very multitasking type of job, especially when you got 15 stores. And I came home to my wife one day and I said, I just can't do this anymore. So we thought about what we could do for a living, and we looked at various small businesses. We knew we wanted to work for ourselves. So one of our neighbors came home one day and was complaining about the high kenneling bill that they had just paid. And we looked at each other and we thought, we could do that. So we put the house up for sale in Maryland, pulled the kids out of school, and kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies, we loaded everything up and we moved to Hull, Georgia, of all places. And we took over an existing kennel, and we did that in 1995. And it's turned out to be a great thing for us. In hindsight, it was probably a very risky move because we had no plan B. We just, we knew that this was going to work. It never honestly entered our minds that running a small business might fail. And it didn't, so we did okay. Now, in order to make ends meet, we had to do grooming. So my wife and I, we're actually both professional groomers right now, but we had to learn about grooming and about kenneling for that matter. We knew nothing about either subject. And I'll tell you a quick story that is one of the examples of should paint a picture of how much fun this business was. It was stressful, but it was fun. There's nothing nicer than dog people that own dogs, It was our first day in business. Neither one of us knew how to groom a dog. My wife had spent some time, what's coming. My wife had spent some time learning from a groomer how to bathe dogs, but they wouldn't let her touch a set of clippers for obvious reasons. So she had about a month of experience just observing the grooming. So our first customer of the day walks in. She had a grooming appointment set up with the previous owners, and she was surprised to see us there. And she walks in, and of course, she's got a little frou-frou poodle. It couldn't be a basic shave down, dog that stands still. This dog was wild. And he had little wrist pom-poms and the top knot, the full ears. And, we were like, this really is going to be our first one. So my wife looked at me and she said, "Do you know what to do?" And I said, "No, I thought you did." So the owners had left us a book called All Breed Grooming, How to Groom a Dog. So I opened it up to miniature poodles, and I said, "Okay, I'll read and you do." So she picks up the clippers, and I said, "Okay, make sure it's got a number 7 blade on it. Start at the base of the neck and go to the tail." Well, she starts, and it doesn't cut. There's no hair coming off. Well, come to find out, you have to sharpen the blades, which is the first lesson we learned. So we found some sharp blades, and I think about 6 hours later, we were done with this dog. So we had 6 times 2 people, 12 man hours. We charged $22. And we thought, we got to get better at this. Rebecca was in tears by the time it was over, but we eventually got to a point where we were doing 10 dogs a day and we had a 1 month waiting list. So I guess that we did okay. So my son now runs the business. He owns and runs it. He started out in the audio engineering business and worked for a lot of different country music people, which made for a very interesting life for him. He started out working for Taylor Swift and went on to, let's see, Rascal Flatts and let's see, did gigs with Keith Urban and Miranda Lambert. He got to know all these people and he'd come home with a lot of really fun stories. My daughter Liz is a former physician's assistant in neurology. She went to Emory and she and her husband and 2 kids live in Vermont right now. So we are retired. We're living on Lake Sinclair. We love the community we're in, and I love this Rotary Club. So that's all I have to say about that.
What a fun and exciting group. Who would you not want to share this group with? So, you know, I feel like my job, I can probably go sit down because, you know, after learning about some of our members and just laughing, you know, this is a group that you want to go out and tell people about. So I wish my job was that easy because I've filled some pretty big shoes. So Jennifer Pollard did an amazing job with our membership over the past 2 years. So I wish I had a little bit easier, but y'all got me in the divorce. So we tried to. So I'm going to do my best. And part of this, I'm actually going to be doing a campaign with our group. And you'll see on your table, I have passed out so you guys can get to do some fun activities. And there's a packet of pens on there as well. So if you don't have enough, let me know and I'll make sure to have a piece of paper. But also you'll see 2 members on your table as well. I hope y'all have the children's clips for Alan Pen and Billy as well. So I will try with you. Well, I want to make y'all's conversation easy with potential members. So this is a part of the activity to get your passion across. So when you talk to somebody and you're very passionate about something, it makes it, okay, well, I want to be a part of that. So this is something I feel like will make that conversation a little bit easier for you. But at the top, it says each one bring one. So that is our campaign for this year. I mean, it's simply said, if you bring a member, a potential member during this 3-month period, because I'm going to run it until the end of November. So it's got a little time block for y'all. So I'm going to first start off. Has everybody got a sheet? All right, so I'm going to read off so if y'all will follow along. So describe your most meaningful experience in Rotary. It could have been something that happened last week, something a month ago, or 15 years ago. Describe something that, you know, I feel like whenever I started Rotary, everybody was so welcoming. It was so amazing that, you know, I was taking a coffee, I was taking a lunch. They really wanted me to know about Rotary. So I still, when I walk in here, I get greeted as I walk through the door, and it's such a friendly group. So if y'all want to write down what your experience is, and what is the benefit of Rotary in your life? So the benefit of Rotary in your life, I know for me, I was new to the community, so being able to meet new people was a great benefit for me to learn some people in the community. So that was my benefit of coming to Rotary. So if we were to describe Rotary, in 10 words or less. Some of y'all could probably write a book about it. So, you know, but if we were just doing a short little elevator pitch to a potential new member, what would you say? You know, it could be as short as it's an excellent opportunity to be a part of the community, get involved, again, meet great people, and some really funny people too. So definitely get a good laugh. And if we're thinking about next year, what are you most excited about with Rotary? So y'all know me, I like to have goals. So I actually do have goals with Rotary. I have goals with a lot of stuff in my life. I've been calling it goal digger. So one of the things that I'd like to do is finish my classes. Rotary offers 3 classes that you can really get to know more about Rotary and dig in a little bit deeper. And I'd taken that class when I first started, and then I, of course, was pregnant, had my son, and then COVID. So that's kind of been a little hold off. So I'm hoping next year I'll be able to finish those last 2 classes is what my goal is. And then another thing I'd like to share is what Rotary does. I'm a little nerd, so I like those little pins that you can collect, and I want to, you know, get my pen collection all going. And there's other things that there's clubs within the club, so there's a goal to get more involved with those other clubs, whether you like to run, you know, sail or fish. If y'all want to know more about that, you can actually get with other Rotarians and pair up and have those same hobbies. But on the back page of this, yes, there is page 2. We're pretty much going to just summarize this. If we were kind of putting it together, you know, pull it off from our first page, you know, how would you introduce somebody to Rotary? You could say, you know, hey Joe, you consider joining Rotary. I think you would enjoy meeting these people. And one of the things that I always enjoy is our speakers. I always leave out here feeling really more educated. I'm a lifetime learner, so I think that that's something I really enjoy as well. So just sharing that passion, I think you would be a great fit to Rotary. Hey, come with me to our next meeting. And then, of course, think about 5 people in your life that maybe they don't know about Rotary, or somebody that you have shared the Rotary experience with. Write down those 5 people, because I'm going to leave this with you, because this is something that I want you to go out and bring that new potential member in, because I feel like they're missing out if they're not here. And to give you an idea of who those 5 people could be, it could be a neighbor, a religious leader, your dentist, doctor, your vet, your business owner. Yes, Jennifer did an excellent job. She ended us on 65 members per year. And to let y'all know, my goal is 70 in the 2-year period. So, like I said, I'm going to need y'all help with that. I believe we can do it. But if y'all have any questions about this, always give me a call and see me in our meetings. So, I appreciate y'all's time today. I know I'm standing between y'all and ending this meeting today. Thank y'all so much.
I forgot to do this earlier, and one of our recipients slipped out before I could give her award. So I'll get Erin next time. When we did the awards at the changeover ceremony, there were a few that had not arrived. So I asked Joe if he wanted to do this, but he said he would pass it on and let me take care of it. But if you remember, we gave several recognition awards for those who have done a lot with our club and helped out in various capacities. And Laura Thompson was not on the list because hers had not arrived. But for everything that she does with helping out with the bulletin, with helping with arranging this, I wanted to say thank you. So. Thank you to Greg and to Nelson for helping out and kind of getting the ball rolling with our talks. We want to do more of those, and really, I mean, I like what Aaron's doing. You know, I remember coming into the club and I mean, I knew a lot of people here, but not really knowing their past, their history. So next time when this comes up, I want all of y'all to think about that and see if some of our longtime Rotarians especially can kind of step in and tell us a little bit. I would love to know kind of what brought you to Rotary in the first place. And it really helps with a lot of our new people too, to learn kind of who's in the club and what our backgrounds are. So any other announcements or anything before we go? Not, everybody have a great day.